This is the Mainframe Connect podcast, brought to you by the Linux Foundation's Open Mainframe project. Sponsored by Phoenix Software International and by ComInfinity, a Converge company. Mainframe Connect includes the I Am a Mainframer series, the riveting Mainframe Voices series, and other content exploring relevant topics with mainframe professionals and offering insights into the industry and technology. Today's episode is another in the Mainframe Voices series, bringing together a diverse range of perspectives on mainframe technology and modernization from some of the industry's most respected voices.
Hello and welcome to this special episode of Mainframe Voices, brought to you by the Open Mainframe Project, a Linux Foundation initiative. I am Rahat, your producer for Mainframe Connect and the host of Mainframe Voices series. On April 8th, IBM announced the new z17 mainframe as the part of special IBM Z Day event. This announcement highlighted the groundbreaking AI capabilities powered by the new IBM Telum II processor, introduce innovation designed to reduce the learning curve for those new to the mainframe environment. What made this launch particularly exciting was the global enthusiasm it generated, with the watch parties organized in numerous countries, many hosted by new to Z chapters. For many participants, this was their first experience witnessing an IBM mainframe launch. In this episode, we have gathered insight from some of these new mainframers to hear what excited them most about the new Z17 announcement and how they believe these new capabilities will shape their future in the mainframe ecosystem. Let's hear from these enthusiastic voices as they share their perspective on the IBM's latest innovation and what it means for the next generation of mainframe professionals.
Hi everyone, my name is Meena. MSc Computer Science, recent graduate from the University of Wolverhampton. So basically I didn't know about mainframe before. So last time I got a scholarship in IBM GC UK conference. From there, the 4 days entirely changed my vision and the missions. I was searching for the perfect purpose and aim in my life, but being with the mainframe people, more than 700-800 mainframers around, the thing really attracted me was the love and dedication of all the seniors mainframers. And, after being in the synergy of all the mainframers, I went back. Then I started playing with the mainframe technology. So my thirst and my yearning was so deep. I simply started doing all the IBM Z Expert programs, and it finished. I got all-star badge within the 3 weeks. This is how the mainframe journey started. What excited me is the AI is now the part of the system from the inside. So basically we can say it is called on-chip AI. It means the mainframe doesn't have to ask another computers or to process AI. It thinks act immediately. So system within, I will say. So other exciting part is like you can have we can see like the Watson code assistant. It helps developer write the codes. Watson assistants, the chat box to help fix the system problem faster. And also there are the the tools like the IBM Vault. It keeps important data, password, keep logs safely. So if I can give the analogy, I would say like before mainframe like a strong bodyguard, very powerful. But now with the IBM Z17, it's like a strong bodyguard with a smart brain too. So now it's both strong and smart. The J17 helped me grow into a future-ready developer. Before, people only needed to know COBOL, JSL, Rex. But now I need to learn the different things like how AI works, machine learning works, Python programming, automations, hybrid cloud computing, cybersecurity, protecting data and the systems. So recently, I was participating in the hackathons, and I used the tool, the Watson.ai to simply the simple AI models and the node to visually build an app flow. With Z17, I can build a smarter app that detect the problems, take decisions, interact, uses directly. This makes me more valuable in the job market. It means everything,
Hello, everyone. I'm Alex. I'm a senior solution advisor working for Rocket Software. I think I've been in mainframe for now around 12 years. I think this year, I think it's September, is going to be 12 years. So I guess I'm still kind of new. I'm still learning as we go, and loving the mainframe world. I guess how it's all started, probably it's going to be a funny story, but I've loved IT, I guess, from like the very early stages of my childhood. So probably at like 12 years old, my dad got me a computer, and I've decided, it's quite interesting. I need to start learning about it. So I've decided I need to, unscrew everything, open the box. Before that, we didn't have laptops. We just had like these big boxes of computers, and then, the monitors and then the keyboards and the mouses as well. So I thought, I'm going to open everything. I'm going to check what's inside. Maybe I'm going to, move things around, remove things like video cards and then CPU processors and stuff and put that back in. And I thought, it's quite interesting. And I thought, at 12 years old, my career should be within the IT. So yeah, I've loved the computers. This is the first work that I had as well, like building computers, administrating computers for other folks as well. So yeah, I've been doing that for my whole childhood as well. And I guess that's where I learned and earned my first money as well, which is something, out of context, but yeah, something that how I became an IT guy as well. Yeah, and then I started learning at uni at Vilnius. So I'm from Lithuania, and in Vilnius, this is the capital of Lithuania. I was studying multimedia and computer design, so something not maybe full IT-ish, but still a bit similar. So we were learning Photoshop, we were learning like how to make videos, but at the same time, we were learning a bit of programming as well. So again, all started from the childhood. I wanted to study IT, so yeah, I've joined that profession to get the bachelor's degree as well. And I didn't know what the mainframe is, or that it even exists in the world. I mean, now we know that mainframe is across everywhere, but yeah, I didn't know what it is. And my friend from university joined back in the day Barclays. So they had mainframes, and they had an IT office in Vilnius as well. So yeah, they were teaching mainframes and stuff like that. So he actually joined a Barclays company, and it was a funny story as well. So he actually joined the company. He didn't know what the mainframe is as well, but he was playing a League of Legends game, so a PC game, a computer game. And then one of the guys was Lithuanian, and he said, "Do you want a job?" Yeah, he was a student like me, and that my friend, said, "Yeah, why not?" So he got a job in Barclays, and then he said, how great mainframes are, and I should try to get the job as well because they were hiring and stuff like that. So yeah, through my uni friend, I've applied to join, Barclays and to join the mainframe. What was back in the day a mainframe academy, where they were teaching young people. Well, I guess everyone who didn't know mainframe, what mainframe is. So they were teaching folks about the mainframes, about different technologies, about subsystems and etc. So yeah, I've applied, sent my CV. I tried to Google and read what the mainframe is, but honestly, I didn't have a clue in the end what it is. Like a big box, like a big fridge box, right? And yeah, running some servers and stuff like that. But in the end, no idea what it was. And during the interview, when they asked me, what do you know about mainframes, I just tell them I read something on Wikipedia, and that's what I think it is. So yeah, kind of is, like a big server of some sort, and stuff like that. So yeah, and for 12 years now, been working in mainframe. I've been working in the Kix, especially in the Kix world. So I'm really passionate about the Kix world because through the whole my career at Barclays, now at Rocket Software as well, I was a Kix guy. I was a Kix Sysproc. I was a DevOps guy. I was a head of innovation guy. I'm a manager for the Kix team as well. But always was a Kix guy. Was always interested in the Kix world and the mainframe world. And then of course the stuff that you guys do as well with the open mainframe community, like the new ways of working, the Zoe and etc. So I was actually part of the watch party in Barclays for the Waves events. We're actually watching the keynote and etc. So it was really fun for me to watch the whole event as well. But to start answering your question, I guess one of the first ones which I really liked, the announcement, the Z17 announcement, was how it was announced. Like the whole keynote, the whole event and etc. It felt like when Apple has these events when they announce the new iPhones, the new iPads and etc. Or when Steve Jobs was announcing the first iPad, it was like revolution or some sort, or the new iPhone, people gone crazy and mad as well. And I think this is what IBM is doing as well, which is, I think for me, is awesome. With the Z17 announcement as well, it's a huge deal. People don't know maybe that mainframe runs the world. It's the backbone of the industry as well. So to see this whole event and how it was announced with all of the videos, how they opened the whole mainframe as well. Here it is during the keynote. This is just something out of this world, and hoping more people will see, more people will watch these announcements, these events, and IBM will invest more, to bring more younger generation as well into these. So just how it was announced and how it was, highlighted, how great it is, how it's the backbone of the industry as well. This is cool. So this is just my thoughts, like how it was announced, and I love the whole event as well. But going deeper, and I guess digging deeper in the whole industry, as I'm a Kix guy and I love transactions, and they improved the processor, as you mentioned, the Telum processor, now Telum II processor with the AI options. So the mainframe will be able to run more transactions. That means, from my perspective, Kix going to be super mega important as well. I mean, Kix is really important in the mainframes, I guess, at the moment, but probably more technologies, more companies might invest in the mainframes, invest into Kix, and put their applications in there as well. I mean, at the moment, all the credit debit card companies already running on the mainframe on the kicks, and I guess in the future with Z17, because it's more faster, more efficient, then hopefully more companies will be able to run their workload on the mainframes as well. I mean, 80% of the world is running mainframe, but hopefully they won't think, maybe I'll move to the cloud. No, I'll stick it with the mainframe. So yeah, the processor thing is really, really cool as well, as from me, because from the 12 years old when I was studying the computers and the processors and etc., building my own computers, this is something really cool as well. AI is amazing as well. I mean, we all tried the chat GPT, at least play around, maybe, to give us some answers as well, to summarize something. And now that even with Z16s, I mean, I feel like IBM is one step forward. It was enabled with Z16s, and now with Z17s, it's even improved more with the new Telum II processor. So that's out of this world as well, how people love machine learning. People talk about AI every day, how it's going to change the world, how it's, going to reduce even, some of the positions as well, and in the future maybe AI will change this as well. I mean, that's probably not the case, but how IBM is investing in AI, studying it, and I guess again it hopefully will attract younger generation, and maybe the older generation, maybe any generations will attract and learn that, okay, there's this huge machine that looks like a fridge, but it actually is AI enabled, it's super fast, and well, it's really cool as well. So let's learn about it, let's try it. Maybe I'll learn about it, and I'm going to spend all of my working career in the mainframe as well. So AI is super mega interested for me as well. And I'm loving that IBM is investing into it. And then as I work in the bank, as I mentioned previously, the whole security that they're doing, is great as well. So hopefully the companies will know how the mainframe is secure. People would understand that mainframe runs the world, and at the same time it's secured. IBM is investing in security quite often, and always is investing into it as well. So yeah, the security bit is awesome as well. The green initiative that IBM is doing as well, that it's reducing the CPU consumption by, I think 17% was it, and all of the global warming and stuff that's happening in the world. I think it's really powerful message as well. So we'll be able to say that if you're gonna move to the cloud, then you might have like the whole building of servers while running on the mainframe. You just have a couple of Z17s or Z16s or whatever, and then it will not use that much power, that much electricity, and it's super green and etc. So yeah, another thing that I love as well, especially with the environment, things that are happening in this world is great. But coming back, from my perspective, from my career as a solution advisor for Rocket, hopefully I'll be able to teach about the mainframes, about the kicks, how great it is, how powerful it is. Yeah, I think it aligns perfectly with my passion for the mainframes, for learning the new stuff, for the future-ready architectures as well. And yeah, I'm just happy to teach the customers as well about the modernization strategies, about the stuff that you guys doing in the open mainframe as well, the VS codes, the Zoes. I mean, I'm doing all of that, and I'm try to put that in my presentations as well when I'm talking about kicks, when I'm talking about the mainframes, and when I'm teaching the younger generation as well. So yeah, I think this whole Z17 announcement and this whole IBM keynote that they're doing is just great, and it reinforces that mainframe is not there, but it's evolving. It's huge for the world, and people will know that it's in our everyday. We're using our mobiles, we're using our credit debit cards, we're booking flights, we're booking our rental cars. Everything goes via mainframe. So people hopefully will learn that as well, and this is something that I find incredibly motivating.
All right. So I have a degree as a UX designer, and I took my degree under the pandemic. So for me, it was a bit harder to find a job afterwards. But in my course, I did a little bit of programming, very basic, like CSS and HTML and JavaScript. And after that, I got a little bit more interested about it. And I actually did a fast course with the z17 to be a COBOL developer. But before I ran to COBOL, I actually signed up to be a Java developer, but that course didn't start. And the other course that started after that was the COBOL one, and I actually didn't know anything about it before. So I did my research and read about it, about how they work with it in the banks, and that you can work almost whatever, everywhere in the world. And that's why I got interested and signed the course. More excited about the news about Z17 was how integrated we are with AI, and I'm excited to see the new features like the fraud detection and how we're going to approach it, and how fast the response is going to be also. And I think as a new developer, we might be a little bit more open to what comes and to include AI, and maybe a little bit more curious and welcoming for what's new. Yeah, what will be good for the new developers is it will be a little bit more accessible and user-friendly. And I think that it's very good and very updated to be for it being mainframe, and that it will be able to work faster. We will get the response faster than we do today, and how AI is impacted also. So I'm also excited to learn more how to use the AI in the mainframe to be a better developer also. And for the new ones, I think it will be very helpful.
So I'm Kyle Presley. I'm a 17-year-old student studying at Bedford College, which is in the UK. On top of my studies, I've done a lot of work with the community, the mainframe community. I've completed a few IBM badges, like the Z-Explore badges on the side. Within the college that I go to, I've done a few presentations. I've delivered some presentations to the class. Just my class and a few others within the computing department, just explaining mainframes and the technology. One of them's the lifetime of a transaction, which I've delivered to over 100 students now. And it just runs through how mainframes are involved in the transaction process. So that's one of the advocacy for the mainframe that I've done. Recently, I've joined Mainframe Society as an ambassador in the last week or so. And after my studies, I'm hoping to become a mainframe apprentice within the mainframe field. Going back to what got me into this field, I was a scholar for the GSE 2024 conference. And so I didn't know about mainframe before I got given that scholarship. And I was speaking to someone on the night of one of the nights of this conference, and they introduced me to someone at IBM. And ever since, I've been very invested. I've gone to the IBM offices. I've gone to events following on from GSE, such as Waves, the springtime, spring event, 2025, which is the time of recording now. It was last week. But my thoughts that the standard courses that everyone recommends, such as Skills Build and Z-Explore, they enter you in at too high of a level. So when I started, I got told to begin with Z-Explore. And the first challenge of Z-Explore was to actually SSH onto the mainframe, and run some code. But I think that doesn't really teach you what a mainframe is. It connects you to a mainframe, and you can run some code which would run on a mainframe, and you actually do connect to a real mainframe. It's really good. I connected to a mainframe before I understood what a mainframe is. So I think those courses, they're very good once you understand what a mainframe is, but there's nothing that really introduces you to the mainframe, a good course that introduces you to a mainframe, or one that everyone recommends. So there's platforms such as Dynaframe, Z-Explore, you've got Interskill and Skills Build, but they're all very good once you understand what a mainframe is. But there's not a specific course that I know of or everyone recommends that will introduce you to a mainframe at a beginner's level. So over the past few months, I've actually began to create my own mini curriculum course called Mainframe 101, which I'm hoping to get out there within the coming months. I'm doing a lot of work with Mainframe Society and Niall Ashley. So that bridges the gap between knowing nothing and a beginner's knowledge enough to start IBM Explore. Okay. So being quite active in the community, I think everyone knew what to expect from the mainframe, the release. AI has become a big thing in the last few years, and that's what the release focused on. I think AI was probably mentioned every couple of minutes within the release. I was really excited, in honesty, to see the front design of the mainframe. I was happy it didn't change too much because I quite like the branding that they built around the shell of the mainframe. As it was so AI focused, it's hard not to touch on the AI statistics and facts. And being so new, and AI is just all flashy, but I think everyone mixes up AI too much now that it's becoming a big thing and focuses on like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude. But I think people forget that AI, where it actually started with day 4 detection, which is what these mainframes run, the Z17, it can run 450 billion AI inferences in a day. I think it's like 5 million per second inferences of AI. If you put it in the transaction, that's 5 million transactions per second that have been detected by fraud on these new Z17 systems. And it does all this while retaining 99.969% uptime or 350 milliseconds of downtime. So it's really impressive how the AI works at such a big scale on these systems. But also, as we mentioned, fraud detection. These mainframes are obviously being used by such big companies within the field, such as banks, insurance companies, airlines, and they handle highly sensitive data that can't afford to be breached. And I think because of that, the mainframes also need to be securable, which is what they are. They're very securable, but they aren't out the box secure. So having a few conversations with Niall Ashley, who works in security at Vitali, he was saying they're very securable. So this was back at the Waves event. They're very securable, but they aren't out the box very secure. So you need security consultants such as Niall or a company such as Vitali to actually secure these mainframes. So I think that's where a lot of the jobs are probably going to start heading within the AI field and security, because that's what mainframes are heading towards. You need the AI on it and you need the security features of it. I think that's what excited me most. I think AI is brilliant, especially the figures, 5 million inferences per second or 450 billion a day.
My name is Soner Coşkun. I'm 29 years old and I live in Izmir, Turkey, where a beautiful city on Aegean coast of Turkey. I studied electrical and electronics engineering, and during my final year at university, I started working as a part-time engineer at Garanti BBVA Technology. And that's when my journey into the mainframe world really began. As my career, I've been working as a mainframe storage system engineer for more than 4 years. So honestly, being part of such a massive and critical system is something that still excites me every day. Being a mainframe engineer means you are helping run the backbone of industries, especially finance and the economy. That's a big responsibility, but also incredibly motivating. To be honest, when I first got into this field, I didn't know much about mainframes like most of us. But over time, I realized just how powerful and essential this technology is. We are the people behind the scenes, making sure everything works smoothly and securely, especially in banking. And of course, I love that. There is even a bit of mystery to what we do, like hardware of mainframe and data center. And honestly, that makes it even cooler. So when IBM announced the z17, I was really excited. What stood out to me most was how it brings AI and cyber resiliency closer to the core of the system, right on the platform. AI interfacing directly on the mainframe is a huge step, especially for industries like finance that deal with massive real-time data flows. And from my perspective, as a storage perspective, the improvements in memory tiering and faster I/O give us more flexibility and efficiency more than ever. That's the kind of innovation that gets me motivated as a storage engineer. Lastly, for me, as someone who's still early in my mainframe career, the z17 feels like a sign of how this platform is evolving and how we as new mainframers can grow with it. It opens up a path to learn new technologies while staying rooted in something stable, meaningful, and truly impactful. So it's a very exciting time to be part of this ecosystem. I think it's pushing us to expand beyond traditional mainframe skills. I think it helps break the old narrative that mainframes are legacy. With AI, quantum safe crypto, and of course, hybrid cloud integration, z17 proves that the platform is evolving and can compete at the highest level. The Z-Day, the energy was great. Lots of curiosity and positivity. We were all asking questions and sharing thoughts. It feels like being part of a new generation that's reshaping the image of mainframes. I love the idea of being able to touch everything from hardware to software to cloud integration. It gives you a broader view.
Thank you for tuning in to the Mainframe Connect podcast and this episode in the Mainframe Voices series, sponsored by Phoenix Software International and Vicom Infinity, a Converge company. Like what you heard? Subscribe to get every episode, or watch us online at openmainframeproject.org. Until next time, this is the Mainframe Connect podcast.